Simple and Out has a lot of amazing features that allow you to see what's going on within your organization and update your statuses all automatically from your phone. So, whether we're talking about status updates like geofences and beacons and networks, or whether or not we're talking about notifications, one of the most popular features we offer as well, um, Simple and Out can let you know about things and take actions on your behalf without you having to be staring at your phone, or your phone's in your pocket or your backpack or your purse. Simple and Out's always doing work for you. But there may be times where that's not exactly advantageous. So a couple of use cases. Maybe you have a situation where your office is near, areas of town that you spend weekends in, and you don't want to be checking in and out of the office on Saturday because you're not really working. You're just happening to be wandering by in a popular place in town. Or maybe you have notifications enabled, but you have some people who are working on weekends or late evenings, and you don't want to be seeing those notifications, whether or not that be followed user notifications or maybe safety notifications outside of areas when you're working, or announcements even. Maybe you don't want to receive announcements on a Saturday. For all of those use cases, Simple and Out has a great feature called Active Time, and that allows you to take control of when the automatic features of Simple and Out are working for you. So let's take a look at what that looks like today here on my iPhone. And if I go ahead, I'm in the My Account tab in Settings, and I'm going to go ahead and tap on Active Time. Now, as you can see right now, I don't have this on. By default, Active Time will never be on. This is a feature you have to proactively turn on if you wish. So let's go ahead and turn this feature on. Now you'll see, first of all, we'll be presented with a bunch of settings regarding when are we active? When do we want the automatic status updating features and the notification features to be working for me? By default here, you can pick days of the week, and we can also pick start times and end times. Now, there's a cautionary note I have to give you right away here, which is to give yourself some buffer time in the beginning and the end of any time period you have when you're using active time. And the reason for this is probably obvious, but it's worth repeating because it happens a lot. If you were to say, for example, hey, I'm only working 9 to 5, so my active time should only be 9 to 5. Well, then if you show up for that, for work 5 minutes early, because you have to be, there at 9, at 8:55, and you cross that geofence boundary, if you've set up active time from 9 to 5, your geofence update will not happen. And that's because you've specifically instructed us that you only want geofence updates to occur between 9 and 5, and you got there at 8:55. So always a good idea when you're picking time spans and active time to have an adequate buffer time. In this case, yeah, let's go with 6 a.m. in the morning because, of course, if I get to work early, I want to get to work early. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. And end time, same thing. What happens if I work late and I get out of the office 20 minutes late? I still want that geofence to trip. So in this case, let's set this up for something like this as well. So we'll go with 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. That way, after 7 p.m., late at night, I'm not getting automatic status updates if I go back in that area, and etc. Now, of course, we need to know the time zone, and then we need to know which features do you want this to apply to. Now, by default, this will include all of your notifications and your automatic status updates. But of course, you could tailor this. You could change this behavior if this makes sense for you. So, for example, maybe I'm only using active time because I want to stop getting notifications at night. Well, if that's the case, and maybe you still work late or maybe you work on Saturdays, you could exempt automatic status updates. So by doing this, automatic status updates will work all the time, nights, overnights, weekends, you bet. But the notifications will be applied from the 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. only on weekdays. Likewise, you could do the opposite. So we could say, hey, I always want my automatic status updates to only work then. I desperately want to make sure that when I go by my office on a Saturday, I don't get checked in or out. However, notifications, I want to get those all the time. So if somebody else goes by the office on Saturday, I want to know about it. Or if there's an announcement on Sunday morning, I want to know about it. So again, your mileage may vary on this. It depends on whether or not you want these features to adhere to this schedule or whether or not you want them to just happen all the time, just like active time was not enabled. In this case, I'll leave all of these on. And that's it. So I'll go ahead and click save. And now we're good. So if I go back in here, I can take a look at them again. And so what I've done here is anytime, Monday through Friday, from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m., if I wander by the office, I'm automatically updating my status and I'll see notifications. But outside of those times, Simple and Out will leave me alone, no notifications, and I won't receive any status updates if I wander by the office. So that's active time, a way to corral those automatic status features within Simple and Out.